a struggling territories.
It's not struggling.
We're not struggling. Paul is struggling to stay
We're
awake.
just getting to know each other in this facet of
Drunkenness.
This is me being a dick and you like being like, but I'm so nice to you. Which is so true.
Maybe are you just a mean drunk?
No, I'm not. I'm a really affectionate drunk. I think what's bothering me is that I don't feel like I can really be affectionate with you right now.
I see.
So I'm like lashing out at you.
I see. So it's the subtraction of the physical closeness that's leading to the emotional distance.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've settled that, I guess we can move on to number 19 or whatever.
21.
21?
Yeah.
How'd you know how old I was?
Well,
I guess it's because
baby.
Yeah, well, I bought the beer, so obviously I'm a man of age.
Would you mind if we went outside for a minute?
That's fine. Do you want to ask questions out there?
Record it, yeah.
Sure.
Because I think we're running
What is running?
loose on time.
Your feet are running loose on time?
Just we are running.
Oh, yeah. Loose on time.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we can take a little old step. A little goose step. Let me get my jacket.
Okay.
Or as my dad would say, El Chiquito. My dad's fluent in Spanish. So he knows how to say jacket in Spanish, which has always impressed me.
Is that really jacket? I thought it was jaqueta.
No, contrary to popular belief, it's chiquito. Chiquito means jacket in Spanish. It also means a brazened horse. All right, y'all, ready to take a step outside? As Lou Reed would say, a walk on the wild side. R.I.P.
Okay.
Fantastic.
What roles do love and affection play in your life? Go.
What roles do love and affection play in my life? I would say that they play a role in about 25% of my life on a day-to-day basis.
How do you find love and affection? How do you define love and affection?
The things you do with one person that you don't do with all the others. Like, for instance, Erica and I, we cuddle a lot. And Erica, before I left, she was like, we've had some good cuddles recently. And I was like, yes, we have. And love and affection is like being able to get in bed at the end of the night. A lot of stuff has happened to the two people throughout the day, not necessarily stuff that they've shared. And then you get in bed and you just intertwine your legs and get really warm with each other and get really close. And maybe there's a fart, but you still love that person regardless. And your dog is there and you're listening to a podcast and you're checking your email and you're like, this is nice. I don't do this with anyone else. It's kind of like this interview that happened in Bowling for Columbine when Michael Moore was like asking some guy, he's like, what's unique about Canada to you? And he was like, oh man, they just let you be. And it's like when you find someone you have love and affection with, they just kind of let you be to a degree. They love you and they like what you're about, but ultimately they're willing to like kind of let you be your own person and also integrate into their life as well. Got an itchy throat from Paul. He was kissing me.
So
He's kissing me while you were in the bathroom.
So
We were doing that little kiss.
I can't look at you.
Sorry, I was kissing your cat. Erica, can you forgive me?
Okay.
Okay. I'm sure your answer will be way more insightful.
Okay. Well. So I have a distinctly different take on love and affection than you do.
Okay, that's fair.
I have love and affection with a lot of people.
That's a theme.
Yeah, and so I think it's healthy to have it with more than one person because one person is going to let you down at the end of the day, or like at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, or the end of 5 years, or 2 years, or however long.
Yeah.
And so there's always like the supreme person, but I just think that it's, I don't know, maybe I just like, I'm not saying that I have a greater capacity than you at all, because I think you have a really big capacity, but I just I like to give a lot of people affection. It's just how I am.
You're kind of like more of a Hindu. I'm more of like a monotheist. Like I want to give it all to one person, and you're like, no, everyone is God.
Yeah, that's a nice comparison. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's not. To me, they're just people who need it, and it's cruel to not give it to them.
Are you more attracted to people who need it more?
Like sexually?
No. Just like, do you want to give love and affection to someone who seems to need it more? Like, do you like people who seem wounded, or like?
No, I have a lot of friends who are really healthy. Can you open that? I have a lot of friends who are really healthy and have a lot of people giving them love and affection, and I have a couple of friends who I'm maybe like the primary love and affection giver. But yeah, it just varies. It just really depends on who I like a lot. Another yawn.
That's not has nothing to do with you.
What roles? Okay, I just asked that.
Okay, that's your fault. That's not because I yawned.
Oh God. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Should have a 12 item.
Thank God we get to something where you can actually praise me for a minute instead of calling me some kind of miserable asshole, some yawning clock looking at her. Let's just get this straight. You're mad at me because I yawned, which is a human function.
I'm not mad at you.
As if I were farting or burping, something I can't help.
Can I?
And then also,
I think we're having our first lover's quarrel. I'm not mad at you.
You're mad at me.
I'm just like slightly like more aware of you than usual.
That doesn't even make sense. That sounds like some sort of like passive-aggressive nonsense.
I'm not passive-aggressive, I'm only aggressive.
Well, that sentence proves that. So 5 items that we admire about the other person? Back and forth? Like a volleyball thing? Oh, okay. Well, I'll go first because obviously I don't want to hear whatever yours is. Like, I can like, I don't know. I don't even know what you're going to say. You're a better friend than I am to my friends, and you give me something to aim for. I think that's been proven. And I've taken steps to actually try to amend my friendships with small acts of additional kindness inspired by Lindsay Glass. And yeah. I admire that you haven't pushed yourself off the balcony.
You think that I am being aggressive right now, but I'm really not. Like, there are a lot of things that I like about you. I'm trying to pick my favorites.
You only have to come up with 5.
Well, we only have to have shared 5, so it's like one of us has to do 3 and one of us has to do 2.
Oh, is that how you interpreted that question?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting interpretation. You probably also think Jesus had a wife, I guess.
I do, in fact.
There you go. No surprise.
I like that you think, like, in friendships you think so little of yourself, but honestly I've learned a lot about friendship from you.
What have you learned?
I've learned how to be creative with another person. I've learned how to open myself to another person. I've learned what it is to spend 7 hours with another person and not need a break.
Right.
Because you're basically that for me. Like, I don't, the way that I was going to say that was weird, but like, basically, like, I just don't get, I don't get enough of you, and so, but maybe, I don't know.
Enough or too much, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know what too much of you would look like. So
You're probably pretty close. I think you're getting a taste of it right now.
see, but this is the thing, is that you're self-demeaning and you think that I'm like close to getting too much of you right now, and I'm really not.
Oh no, I don't really think you are. I'm just picking on you because you seem like slightly more agitated than usual because of me. And man, if you're only slightly, then I'm not doing my full job. I should take a pay
Get on
cut.
that.
Okay, well, I'll have to start making fun of everything and take everything a lot less seriously. Let's see. Well, earlier today I said that I was telling you about that Jay-Z song where he's like, to move on in life, you have to live with regrets. And I would say that you have taken more chances in your life and experienced more in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like living a fuller life entails doing those things. And I think we all hope to live fuller lives, and with the people that I have in my life, you're an example of someone who is more willing to take chances. I mean, you just flew in a plane to Miami. I can't believe you did that. I wouldn't do that.
You know what I was thinking though the entire time? I was like,
I hope I don't die.
No, I was thinking if Kenneth were here, how would I like calm him down?
Alcohol.
No. I was like,
that would
I would just like talk to him until he like fell asleep on my shoulder.
Not a big fan of naps. So.
You totally would though. It would be like a stress sleep. You would just conk out.
It's a foreign concept. A stress sleep.
But okay.
Do you mean like a cool man, strong man sleep? I'm familiar with those.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
It's like when you fall asleep because you're really strong and very cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. I could do that.
Yeah. I really like about you that you're, I'm trying to word things properly. I'm not having a hard time.
Okay.
We have to have like a heart-to-heart after this now.
This is the heart to heart.
No.
This is the
Because there's like,
ass to ass.
I like about you that you're really healthy. I admire that about you. Like, I wish that I were that healthy.
And that harkens back to a previous question where you said something similar.
Yeah.
Listener they can find that for themselves, you know. We don't have to do all the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's so, the first question's the one that was like, which would you choose, like being a 30-year-old mentally forever, physically forever?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was really cool that your first instinct was to go to being a 30-year-old physically forever, because I don't know anyone that would say that.
Oh, really?
Even though you changed your answer eventually, because you're like, well, I'm going to be pretty fit for the rest of my life, so I can just go with mentally, but...
Hopefully.
I thought that it was, I don't know, it's just like it's a breath of fresh air to know someone who cares that much, and like the amount that you do physically every day is really honorable in my mind.
Well, please, without diminishing that, just realize that's the only reason why I'm yawning, because I biked a little bit today. I did a few push-ups, and by a few I mean a few hundred, and by a little bit I mean I biked 20 miles today, and you know.
I'm okay. I'm okay now.
It takes
just
its toll.
Stop martyring yourself. I'm fine.
It just feels so good up here.
Yeah.
On this cross with these nails in my hand.
Sure it does.
Looking down at everyone saying, you know, Father forgive them. Father forgive them. For they know not what they do. And I'm cool, I'm chilling. But forgive them. Yeah.
Well, I guess let's do one more for each of us.
Okay.
If you can think of one more thing. I feel like it's hard for you to think of things you like about me right now because you're like upset that I'm like being slightly more aggressive.
No, I don't think that's necessarily true.
I'm not being the Lindsay you know and love.
The Lindsay Glass Noodles.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I really am sorry.
No, I mean, we're opening up different Pandora's boxes with each other. And what we find, no one knows.
I mean, this is basically the ugliest of me, if that
That's
makes
not
you
bad.
feel any better.
That makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about as bad as I get.
Some people, if they were showing me their worst part, they would also be stabbing me in the chest with a knife. So I feel very lucky.
You should.
I do. I do. I mean, I think that all the things I like about you are of a central theme, you know? They all kind of revolve around the fact that you seem to love much more than average, you know? Like your willingness tonight to go through all the trouble of cooking and everything and making broth from scratch, and I don't know, you put love into everything you do. I feel like it's like there's not a single thing that you don't do for a greater, larger, loving reason. And
Isn't that kind of boring though?
no, I don't think so. I'd say it's kind of rare and like kind of cool. Like I don't know what you're going to be like when you actually get like a 9-to-5 job and you have to do the same thing in and out every day, and then you have to like deal with the same people in and out every day. That'll probably be a little bit of a trial of your patience and your lovingness. But
I just am thinking about this guy that I was in a relationship with one time who said something really cruel to me, which was, he said basically no one can love a saint. And I was the saint in the situation.
right.
So that's not true, but at all. But it was just really, I think that the way that I am makes it harder for everyone else to be. Like, it basically makes people think that they're constantly failing me, which is not true at all. Because I'm grateful for whatever anyone can give to me, but I'm not comfortable with the whole like I'm failing you feeling. I don't like that at all.
I wonder how many people that you actually would say are your best friends would agree with what you just said, though. Like, I wonder how many of them have actually felt like you were failing them. I would imagine not very many. I think what you're doing is projecting.
Okay.
I think it's better. I think it's better than you think.
Well, I owe you one more. So, what I've said is that you're a good friend and that you're physical and
Good.
that,
Yeah. I keep my body
I
hair. Okay, yeah. I was gonna help you if you needed it, but sad.
I really like the level of confidence you walk around with. I don't know if it's actually real confidence or it is. He's saying that it is real confidence.
No, it's not.
I really admire that. I wish that I had more confidence because people like continually say that confidence is the sexiest thing about a person. And I think that it's one of the things I'm lacking most. And I just think that it's really cool that you're like cool with yourself.
For what it's worth, you've never come off as lacking confidence.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would never describe. If I was describing you, I like to think about how I would describe people to people. Like I'll ask Erica a lot. Like if we're in some weird moment, I'd be like, "How would you describe me to someone if you had never met? If they'd never met me? And like, what words would you use?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I don't know. You bike a lot." And I'm like, "No. As a person, like, how would you describe me?" And so, like for you, lack of confidence would not even come to mind. That would be like the last thing if I was grasping for stuff. I'd be like, maybe sometimes she's like a little less confident. And she's like
In a corner.
in like opposite world. Yeah, in the corner of opposite world.
Do you want to go back inside? Because it's pretty cool out.
It's churi, as the Japanese would say.
Hello. Come inside.
Paul.
Come inside, mister. Come on. It's like herding cats.
Herding cats.
Pretty easy.
It's pretty easy.
22.
23? Wow.
How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's?
My family is pretty close. I can think of other families that seem like they were closer, but I don't think I would trade the way my family is, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of like the level of closeness that my family has. I don't know if I'd want it to be like more involved or anything like that. Like, I feel like it'd be a lot harder to have developed as a person and an individual if I cared more about what my family thought. Like, I think it's a very healthy level of having their input and respecting it, but then also being like, okay, I'm also my own person, and I don't have to like just take them as my gold standard for how I should behave. Mm-hmm. So I think the more and more you care about what your family thinks, the more and more you are subject to kind of please them, even if it's only subliminally. And I like the idea of, like, for instance, my parents hate Weekend Review, but I love Weekend Review. And so it's like, I'm glad that I can still 100% love something that they 100% hate and not feel at odds about it. You're listening to Territories. That was question number 23.
I would say that one of my parents is more distinctly close and warm than the other. But I would also venture to say that the opposite of those close and warm parents, when they reach out, means more to me than the other. Because it's kind of, it's not alien, but it's just more unexpected.
So you're saying parents who were more distant but then occasionally reached out would be more meaningful?
Yeah, like my mom and I are best friends. Like, if I were to list my best friends, she's one of them. But when my dad reaches out,
means more.
It means a lot to me. And, like, I, like, save his texts and stuff. And, I don't know. Like, it just... I would say that I am unusually close with my mom. Like, anyone who's ever seen me and my mom interact has, like, almost anyone that's ever seen me and my mom interact has said to me, like, I'm so jealous of that. And I've had other mothers tell me that they wish that they had relationships with their daughters like me and my mom have.
Yeah.
We're very close. And so, yeah, I think that it's good. I think that Paula? No. Not right now.
You're hilarious, Paul. You were just out there. Come on. Come on. Who are you fooling?
Yeah, I think that's enough of an answer to that question.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yin and a yang kind of thing.
I do pity people who aren't as close with their mothers as I am. And I pity people who...
Men and women?
Mostly women.
Yeah.
And I pity people who, like, haven't gotten the chance to know their dads. Because sometimes that's taken away. But,
it's true.
Yeah. Anyway, love on your people.
I think there's a general theme coming out. These questions seem to have just more and more elucidated, like, one specific theme.
Which is?
Well, it seems like a lot of questions have been about friends and family and just love and basically how you interact with friends and family that you love. I mean, maybe that's important because then that kind of helps to entangle the two people doing it. You look excited. What's the next question?
The next question, 24, is how do you feel about your relationship with your mother?
Nice. Well, me first.
I can go if you want to take some time and think about it.
This is how do you feel about your relationship with your mother?
Yeah.
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
My relationship with my mother is probably the closest relationship that I have between my two parents. My mother is probably more similar to me than my dad is.
How?
My dad is not very sensitive, and I wouldn't necessarily describe myself as very sensitive, but I think I have more of a capacity to be sensitive than my dad. And like, maybe a good representation would be like, my dad will sometimes call me or my sister because he wants to talk, but if we ever call him and it's like not convenient for him to talk, he doesn't really want to, and you can kind of get that feeling. Hey, Paul. And my mom will always like make time to talk, usually if we call her, even if it's not necessarily convenient. So she's just like, she's more accommodating, which I think is part of love, you know? Being able to, as you said to me about going on vacation, do what you don't want to do for the people that you love because they want you to or something. So my relationship with my mom is a lot closer. I identify with her more. She looks like me. If you look at pictures of her when she was younger, it's like identical to how I kind of look. So there's like that physicality, and then she, I don't know, she kind of grew up, you know, in the period of time where women weren't really as equal as they are today. So I think she kind of struggles with that still, because I think she kind of honors the traditional role of a woman to be kind of more docile and agreeable, even if she doesn't necessarily agree with what is happening. And I feel like me being a man, I have a lot of the same sensibilities and intuitions that she has, but I'm able to like kind of act on them more. So it's like, I don't know. I wrote this about Erica. I was getting emotional the other day, but it was like I had a feeling, I had a thought that for Erica, I am the most articulate expression of her most inner, indescribable experience. So like I have the ability to transcend the pure feeling part of whatever her inner experience is into a more manifest and expressed way, because I'm not afraid of the consequences as much. So it's sort of a complementary relationship. I'm guessing you're gonna say the same exact thing about you and your mom, so we can skip to number 24 if you want. Okay.
Number 24.
No, not really.
That was 24.
Okay, well, so good, we're still on the right one.
Well, about my relationship with my mother,
I was not looking
I saw that.
I went like this and like that. I was not looking at my watch. No way to see my watch. It's at the same angle.
I feel like the shittier of the two people. So, I feel like my mom, if she were to compare herself to her mother, feels like she is lacking in relationship to me. And I feel like if I were to compare my relationship to my mother to the relationships that I have with other people, which I can only, like, I can't approximate what it is to have a kid, but I feel like I'm not nearly as good of a person as my mother is, and she kind of teaches me how to live every day, so I feel really good about that. I wish I were better to her.
Do you think that your daughter would carry on this tradition that you just described?
I hope not.
So how would you hopefully raise your own daughter to not repeat what you just said? How would you break this cycle?
I would become a better person, and then I would have a daughter.
How would you be better? That's kind of vague. It smells like Axe body spray all of a sudden. Maybe that's the tumor.
I don't know. I just know that I should be better. I don't know how, but I know that I should, and that I will do it.
Yeah.
At some point.
It's interesting to think about what your own personal flaws are of yourself. Because, you know...
Oh, I mean, one thing is that I'm not great at allowing, okay, so maybe you'll understand this, but, so there's this speaker named Brene Brown, okay. And she studies vulnerability in relationships. Mm-hmm. And she said, I listened to this talk that she gave one time, and she said, if you can show me a man who is willing to be vulnerable around a woman, specifically his partner, but not necessarily, then I'll show you a man who doesn't derive his strength from being dominant over that woman. And if you can show me a woman who is comfortable allowing a man to be vulnerable around her, I can show you a woman who doesn't draw her strength from that man.
Okay.
And I think that goes beyond male-female relationships into dominant, non-dominant relationships, like parent-child relationships.
Okay.
I think that I could be better if I stopped trying, and part of allowing vulnerability is being open-hearted and willing to be broken-hearted. And
hard to do that.
Yeah. Being how do I say? Not trying to fix things, because I have you know this about me, like you tell me a problem and I'm like racking my brain, like what can make this better.
Yeah, same here. I've actually said that exact same thing to people.
Yeah. I find that really annoying and counterproductive about myself, because at the end of the day you just have to let people be and figure out things for themselves and realize that your job is not the fixer of the world. Mm-hmm. And it is, at the end of the day, just to be open-hearted and vulnerable and broken-hearted for the people that are in your life. And you just have to let people bring you stuff and then kind of like leave it on you like an altar and then let them go away and not necessarily do anything to alter their lives.
That's very hard. That's a huge struggle for me.
Yeah, it's like the hardest thing about my life, and I'm constantly reminded of that in my relationship with Faraj, because he often feels like he can't be vulnerable with me because what I ultimately try to do is fix it. And as Brene Brown would say, you are the patriarchy when you try to do that. Like,
I guess that's true.
Yeah, and I'm not comfortable with that. Like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person for anyone.
Right. But if there's a problem, it needs fixing.
Right, it comes, like, and then you're just like, but I really want your life to be better, and I think that I could, like, maybe think of this way that it could be better, and I'm going to tell you about it. And,
right.
But that's not the best. And I think that's only good when you're in like these very, like I have a friend who has these very habitual negative behaviors. And what I say to her, like, and she has a lot of habitual good behaviors as well, so I'm not saying that she like permanently has negative behaviors. But
I'm sitting right here. You can say my name.
There's this guy who's kind of like attached himself onto her life, okay. And he's kind of a drain, and he doesn't give her anything, and she keeps pouring into him, and he doesn't pour into her, and it's just like this really kind of like fucking terrible abusive emotional relationship, and she just keeps getting drawn back into him. And last night she texted me, and we had this really amazing like talk last night, and then after we got home she texted me and she was like, of course I went to his Instagram like right when I got home, like I just wanted to see what he was doing and stuff. And I was like, first of all, send him love and grace, say out loud like, I hope that you are happy, I hope that you're living a graceful life. Second of all, say fuck him out loud. Because, like, that's, like, you have to get the fuck over it. Like, you can't, these are the relationships that poison your well. And I love that saying, but it's like,
I love that band.
Poison the Well is a great band.
It's a great band.
Yeah. I know that. I'm not being ridiculous right now. Like, I know that band and I love that band.
I have every one of their CDs, so I mean, I know all their
that's
all their
kind of
lyrics.
crazy. That's like from my like Christian metal.
Opposite of December.
Yeah.
You Come Before You.
So I like those are the people, those are the relationships that end up poisoning you to everything else good in your life. Those are the people that kind of like cause you to expect the worst out of people. And that's not healthy. Like you shouldn't be interacting with people and just like expecting the worst of them.
Yeah, that's definitely not healthy. That paints a bad
But
picture.
it happens so like often. It just yeah.
Guys on the whole have a propensity to be shitty if left to their own devices.
I think you're a shining specimen, Kenneth.
Well, I don't know if anything that has preceded this moment can corroborate that statement, but I appreciate the false sentiment.
It wasn't false, but
I appreciate the inebriated and heavily misguided sentiment.
I'm gonna get upset if you keep referring to everything I say to you that's kind. It's like,
Oh no, I mean, I accept it.
as I said earlier, there's a difference between accepting and absorbing.
I absorb it.
This is gonna be painful. Make 3 true we statements each.
Let's reread that.
And make 3 true we statements each.
Okay.
For instance, we are both in this room feeling ...
Okay. We both
It's so hard.
enjoy conversations. Good conversations, quality conversations. We both enjoy talking to people and getting a little bit under that layer of just what you would say to any given person. We like to really feel like we've made a connection with whoever we're talking to.
Okay. We both expect we both want people in our lives who are trying to be their best selves. There's that.
Yeah.
That might not be true of you, but
No, I would say it is.
I'm from this moment on. I'm going to make this statement. From this moment on, I'm saying things that I don't know that are true about you, but I hope that are true about you.
Okay. We both like to bike a lot. 26 miles plus. It's our main hobby. And we don't feel complete in a given day if we haven't biked at least 20 miles.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a loser if I don't bike that far.
The only reason I am here is because I didn't get enough biking earlier today, so I
You're
needed.
being cruel.
I am being. I'm being cool. That counts.
You said it, dude.
Wow. Well, apologies to the chef. Although, man, that pho was good. Seriously, that was delicious pho. That broth was amazing.
We both have kind of rich ideas about what the future will hold. Mostly, like, family-wise. Like, I think that we both have, like, really vivid imaginations of what we want our partners to be and what we, like, imagine for our kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say we both are living and want to live active lifestyles where we're, like, proactive about, like, I don't think we necessarily want to just take what's ever given us. We want to kind of define our own path and be a little bit more ambitious maybe with where we're going and be more intentional with how we get there. So it's not enough to just, like, all of a sudden find something on your plate, we want to serve ourselves. We're like buffet people. It's like, no, I don't want to make an order. No, I don't want to tell you what I want. Yes, I want to go up and I want to see what's available. I want to get some fried okra, macaroni and cheese, and salmon. Which is, it's a bit unorthodox. It's not commonly seen, but sometimes you're just like, I want some omega-3s, and I'm not feeling bad about that. And I want some okra too, because you know what? I'm not going to have french fries, but I am going to have fried okra. I've had that thought. So yeah, we're both very intentional in that respect. We're buffet people.
Okay.
Also big Jimmy Buffett fans, so that
Shout out to your dad.
Yes, shout out Dad.
I saw that video on Facebook, by the way.
Him singing Margaritaville.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
Wasted away again.
I just
Margaritaville.
I hope that in time you only go closer and closer to him.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
We had some kind of good thing the other day about something. As you can tell, it meant a lot to me.
I think he likes you a lot.
I think so. He and I call each other Forrest and Bubba from Forrest Gump. Hashtag Forrest Gump. And
Is my leg bothering you?
no, I think whenever he passes away, I'll have an intense connection to Forrest Gump and probably like tear up a little bit every time I see that movie, like whether it's on or I hear a song from it or see a scene of it in like Walmart when they're showing off their new TVs and it's like showing like the Blu-ray version of Forrest Gump or something. I'm like, oh, my dad used to call me Bubba.
I think that we both... This is the last one.
Is it for both of us or?
Yeah, no, I mean, you made a false one, but I'm not going to make you make another one, because you wouldn't have made a false one if you hadn't, if you had another one to do, so...
No, I just did that because you said something that I felt like I could joke on. It was actually your fault, so I just think we should let everyone know that.
It's fine. I think we both... I think we're both really sensitive. I think you're like a closet sensitive.
Closet sensitive? I would say that's probably not untrue, yeah.
I really get in my interactions with you, I get this definite feeling that you are more sensitive than you let on. I think most of that comes from the fact that maybe I'm projecting this, but I think that you excavate a lot of things that are said to you. Like, you really dig into... I don't think you take things at face value. I think that if somebody says something to you, you really kind of try to figure out what it means.
Yeah.
And I think that's a mark of sensitivity.
I would say that's true, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm so much a closeted sensophobe, but I guess I used to be really sensitive just because I was afraid of dying so much. So I was very sensitive to things because I kind of viewed the world from a Christian perspective, where God would give me cancer if I wasn't a good person. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of which
is not a bad way to live.
Hey.
That's a pretty good way to live. I think.
Worked. I mean, here I am 25 years later. I mean, it's it got me here, drunk on a couch. I'm on a boat, right?
I feel like I'm seeing your face for that. Do you ever get drunk with someone and then you're you think that you're seeing them for the first time, actually seeing them, not just your preconceptions of them or misconceptions of them, but
all the walls are
actually down. What they look like, which is really creepy and strange.
Because I got hives all over my face and I'm scratching it.
Huh.
Well, I do, because I am, but I mean, I love Paul. But yeah, I've had that sensation before, where someone's guard is more down than usual. But not so much that it seems insincere, but it's just enough where it's oh, we're both people.
Yeah. Mine is always more of a like a physical thing. Like I think that I have these weird ideas in my mind about how people look, and then when I get drunk, those go away, and then I'm like, oh, this person actually looks this way. The next question. Let me know when you just stop, by the way.
Well, I'm gonna look at my watch. I don't want you to get mad at me.
I think we should maybe do one more question.
Okay, yeah, it's 10 to 1, so... Yeah, Lindsay made the appropriate face where she's like, oh, no wonder you're looking at your watch, because it actually is really late. Okay, but yeah, we can definitely do one more.
Alright, actually maybe we should stop.
No, I think we should do one more. You already said it, so let's do one more. Alright, that was Territories. What number is this that we stopped on? 23, 24?
25.
I'll get there one day.
Yeah.
Okay, 25. Are you 25? You must be 20. Yeah, you're 25 now because October 1st,
Yeah.
1989. My birthday is
December 16th.
15th,
15th.
1989. Born at some time in the evening. I was watching Rudolph, the claymation with the gay dentist guy. The gay dentist, the abominable snowman, the gay dentist. I don't know what else. I mean, he was a dentist. He was gay dentist. People would get more than a cavity filled when they'd go under with him.
Yes. And welcome to Territories.
Well, we'll pick it up next time, whenever that may be.
Next week.
Yeah, I
When
guess.
I get back from South Georgia.
Yeah.
Do you think you can make some time for me?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Cause okay, so I'm gonna want to hang out with you in the week, and then I'm also expecting us to go back to our weekend thing.
Yeah,
Is that okay with you?
most likely. I mean, most likely, yeah. I don't have any reason to say no, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, probably.
Cool.
I mean, Mondays I'm busy. Tuesday,
Of
Wednesday,
course.
Thursday, Friday, not so much.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, not so much.
Okay.
I mean, I've got Jesus Charlie to do,
Which I look forward to.
which I have not done anything for yet this week.
It's such a good show, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's got a listener.
I really enjoy it.
I'm glad.
I really, really enjoy it.
Well, hopefully it'll
You're
have...
so itchy right now, aren't you?
I'm a little itchy. Yeah, it's got a few hives going on. Thankfully, I haven't touched my, shall we say, penis, because that thing will swell up.
You're not gonna touch that.
Well, if I have to pee, which I do, and I touch it, which I will,
No, just pee sitting down.
I still have to aim it downwards. I have to push my whole crotch
Wash
down.
your hands and then.
The enzymes don't come off, just like shame after a long Las Vegas weekend. Just doesn't come off.
What do you think about this episode? Do you like it?
I think it's appropriate. I think it's good that it was different. This episode, these questions have spanned a long period of time, and we have answered them in very many different states of consciousness.
I think that it's gonna be fun because we're less doting on one another than usual.
Yeah.
I think usually we're just
Oh, what a good answer.
Stars in our eyes. I'm so glad we know each other. This is so nice. And then, tonight it just kind of got real.
It's I'm gonna...
But it was, surprising that the reel wasn't a bad reel.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What do I know, Kenneth? Tell me.
You know.
I do know.
What did the axiom say to the maxima? These are two cars speaking to each other.
Something about being foreign made, but I'm not quite sure.
It's a little racist. Are those toes? Naked toes?
Are you
blushing because you just touched my toes?
I'm blushing a little bit. I'm a feet guy. Everyone knows I'm into feet. So anytime a feet touches me, I get kind of, excited. So it's just dangerous when feet touch my hands.
I think we need to cut this off because you clearly need to go wash your face and hands.
What did the axiom say to the maxima, though?
I don't know.
Nothing. It was self-evident.
Give me the recorder.
That's a pretty good joke.
Is this still going?
This was fun. Final words before
Sincerely,
Sincerely.
if you're listening to this,
If you are listening to this.
thanks for sticking through it.
Well, no, I think I'm not surprised you did.
I am, because I was a dick.
Not really.
So thank you for putting up with me. And we appreciate it. And irregardless of what you may think happened here tonight, we actually did enjoy one another's company.
It was fun.
Specifically, I enjoyed Kenneth's company. And
Specifically, I enjoyed Lindsay's company.
and yeah, I think that we'll just see you next time. Paul, do you have anything to say?
Paul? You have anything to say? Paul? Paul?
Nope.
Say something.
You're just like abusing him right now. Poor
I'm
thing.
not trying to abuse this cat. That's not my intention. I was trying to make him fly, which I think is admirable.
Paul has nothing to say.
He's a fly pussy. Until next time, this is Territories.
Bye.
Buying out.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Paul. Bye. Love you, bye. I'll see you later. Don't do that.
You've been listening to
A production of
The Podcast Empire. Spread the word.